to base Andrew Branca, dropping truth on these bitches all night. No more fake drama with Branca. I don't have any drama with Branca. And I don't think Faran does either. I mean, Hannah might. I don't know. Chrissy might. I don't think she was getting along with him too well. There's some misfiring of cylinders going on all of that stream. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Do you think that I have any control over Branca? Do you think that I can wave a magic wand and make a guy who is a self-made millionaire who goes on live streams to shitpost? Like, you think what? Now, Andrew, don't you dare call that fine woman a bitch or a cunt. What's he? You think that works? If he said it to me, do you think I would, what, what would I do? I can imagine the guy. Nick, you gotta stop talking to women that way. What the fuck are you? For as much as like maybe Branca didn't read the room, and as much as like Chrissy didn't read Branca, and as much as like that all just turned into a shit show, sitting there just watching like the slow motion train wreck. For all of that, like, how do you not read the internet? Like, no one ever looks cool all going, nah, bro. Nah, you gotta stop. Like, nobody does that. Nobody around you respects that. No, the audience doesn't respect it. The other creators don't respect it. And most critically, the alleged victim doesn't either. They don't want someone else to step in. You know, like you notice no one stepped in because that's not how you handle stuff like that on the internet. And if Faran thinks that Branca was inappropriate on her stream, I'm sure she would talk to him about that personally. If Hannah thought Branca was inappropriate to her, I'm sure that would probably be a conversation facilitated through Faran. But they wouldn't do it on stream, and they didn't. No one did, because that's just not how the internet works. Faran, you need to answer some fucking questions, okay? Because I have got a damn riot going on in my chat. How's your show today? Sorry I wasn't on a little earlier, and sorry I didn't stay a little longer, but I had some commitments to make. How's your show? How'd it go for you? Did it go well? Here we go. Thank you so much for coming. Andrew called Hannah a cunt. That was fun. And then he called all of us fucking bitches. Gotta love Branca. Yeah, no, it was great. It was actually really uncomfortable at times. And what's up, Vices? The Law Rax is here as well. Okay, I gotta ask you, Faran. Talk to me about that cunt comment. Talk to me about it. Because it was an uncomfortable part of the stream. Is Hannah okay? Does she need therapy? Should I send her like a basket with flowers in it, or like chocolates or something? Oh, no. Can I send her a basket of chocolate wrappers, but not with any candy in it, because I don't want her to get fat? Hannah doesn't give a fuck. She's legit a cold-hearted bitch and loves it. Are you sure? Because I've been told that that me and Legal Vices, Valiant Renegade doesn't count, I guess. Fuck that guy. I'm kidding. I like him. But Legal Vices and I should have stepped in and saved her. Is that what we should have done? Did we fail our chivalry test? I'm just curious, Faran. Should Legal Vices and I have saved Hannah's virtue from the wrath of Branca? You could have booted his ass, but he would have gotten another BMW and a Rolex. Nick should not have done anything. Vices should not have done anything. No one should have done anything. Literally, the silence from everyone was enough. Lol. Yeah, there's not anything to do. Was I surprised at how fast Chrissy got pissed? No. There was a clear miscommunication that started when Chrissy joined the stream. Branca was talking like Branca. Chrissy's never met him. And she comes in, and he's like 2 hours into a heated conversation. I mean, and so he says something. She kind of misunderstands, I think, I think she misunderstood the temperature of what was going on. And then that set a tone. Remember that first impression thing? Well, her first impression of Branca is like, your marriage is going to fail because you're a dumb bitch.
The 5 very attractive women here, none of you would go back in time and tell your 20-year-old selves to do this fucking shit. None of you would do that. You're all, what, 35 years old, single, hoping to find a husband.
Excuse me, I'm engaged.
And I will bet you $100 cash money right fucking now in 10 years you're divorced. But we don't have to do that.
Why do you say that? What makes you say that?
Why do I say that?
That's more.
Personal experience and fucking statistics. That's
so you're anti-marriage of any kind.
No,
you're anti-commitment.
I'm going to make money when you get married because you're going to get divorced and I'll make $100.
Why? What makes you think I'm going to get divorced based on knowing nothing about me?
Because
Joe's show is never going to start.
60% of the marriages get divorced. So statistically,
that's true.
It's more likely you'll get divorced than not.
I'm going to stay together just to prove you wrong. You personally.
No, you won't because
fight
you'll
marriage.
hate that motherfucker. But
no,
the time you marry
impossible.
him, he will be the most
my
the man you hate most in your fucking life.
That's so sweet.
He's
I
my
like
best
that.
friend. He was literally there, like when my mom was dying of cancer.
Right,
Through the
and
pandemic,
in 6 years you will hate
helped
him.
me start a business.
No.
There's nothing
Right.
that could happen.
will
That
stab
could
him
I
in
want
the
to
fucking
believe
neck.
in this.
We were literally in the car today trying to pick out songs for our wedding.
Right, and in 6 years you'll be feeding him into a wood chipper.
I am so sad that you are so salty about love and marriage.
God,
It's like, whoa. Like, I think that I think that was, that was just a recipe for disaster. It's an unfortunate circumstance because I think had that not happened, they'd probably get along just fine. So what Branca said to piss her off was, Branca, I think, completely misunderstood what was happening on Faran's stream, where Branca was, Faran's sister Hannah was making a joke to lighten the mood, and Branca took it personally. Now, I don't know if there's some sort of thing like behind what made him mad, but here's the gist of it. She was making a joke about killing one's own children.
So if for some reason I become a single mom, I should Casey Anthony my child to get on the dating scene again. Note taken.
And Branca took that as her accusing him of being willing to kill his own children, which I don't think Hannah was doing, but that's how he took it. And then he got into very, very full-on defensive mode. And he was, offensive mode. And he called her a cunt.
I never suggested harming my own child, you fucking cunt.
Like, look, there's a way. What she was saying is, by this logic, here's what happened.
So if for some reason I become a single mom, I should Casey Anthony my child to get on the dating scene again. Note taken.
No,
I'm just joking.
I know.
It's really, really creepy that you said that. That's really disturbing that you even brought that up. That's creepy.
Oh, you don't know my sister. She's a total fucking.
Yeah, I have horrible dark humor. This is a black abyss in here.
Yeah, I personally would never joke about killing a child, but whatever.
Oh, but you wanted to put my dog in a garbage bag.
Well,
a dog is
fair,
not a human being, so.
Man, you were
I'll
talking
joke about
about
everything,
throwing.
but-
You were talking about throwing someone in a wood chipper not 10 minutes ago. I feel the black hole that you have here. You are with me, my brother.
Did I say that about my own child? I said I would throw my own child in a
No,
wood
I'm
chipper?
just saying. I'm saying by your logic, you're telling me if I'm a single
Right,
mom, and I want to get
you're saying.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
No,
Let me
I won't.
finish.
You're fucking lying, and you're being.
I'm not finished talking. I'm not finished talking.
I never suggested harming my own child. You fucking cunt.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You accused me of saying I would harm my own child. I never said that. Only a cunt would say I said that.
I'm gonna be real right now. That was fucked up.
Yeah. You accused me of being willing to harm my own child. You want to back that up or you want to back off?
I don't know. Yeah, I think you've had way too much to drink, sir.
Yeah.
Do you want to back up that I would be willing to harm my own child? Do you want to back off?
He's good. Now, here's where he's going to pretend
saying
to be
that
tough.
about your child.
I didn't hear that.
Big boy.
So back off.
I didn't say that about you. I was saying a joke that by your logic, if I'm a single mother,
why don't you just back off?
You can
Hey,
be a
Branca,
man and let
hey,
me
Branca.
finish, buddy.
Hey, Branca,
Okay?
what does your mom think of your takes on women? Oh, right. Just like your hairline, she isn't coming back.
That's not nice.
You think that hurts me?
No, I just said for people in the chat.
Chrissy's a comedian.
The question was, should a man ever marry a single mother with kids? And he said, no. Why would you? And so then the joke was, by your logic, single women should kill their children if they want to find a husband. This was not an actual serious point being made, I don't think, if I had to guess. And so then Branca took that as he should kill his own children, which doesn't make sense in the context of the thing, which is why this was I didn't say it was a funny joke. It just was a joke. But this is why I think that the confusion should be fucking obvious. Obviously, if she's talking about single mothers killing their own children so that they can find a man to marry, she's not talking about Branca, who is not a single mother, killing his own children. But all he heard was killing his own children, which he clearly is very opposed to violence against his children. And so that put him into the mode of, wait, what the fuck just happened? It was just a miscommunication. And sometimes that happens, especially on panel shows when you have different people talking and stuff like that. So that's what happened. And so he called her a cunt. And then she's like, you call me a cunt? And then he's like, well, you are a cunt. If you would suggest I would hurt my children. She tried to explain. He's like, so just back down. And it was very, very intense. It was weird that nobody cleared up the miscommunication. You can't, though. Like when someone's seeing red on something, you can't. You just have to kind of sit there and let them be retarded at each other, and eventually it'll go away. I think Hannah can handle herself, though. Hannah is very pretty, and she's abrasive, and she's had to live next to Faran her entire life. I think she'll be okay being called a cunt. I doubt it's the first time. She'll be fine. She'll make it. Cynthia Libtard says, no girl needed your defense, but any good dude at the bar would have told Branca to hold up. You know that, Nick. We weren't at a bar, Cynthia. And I don't know that you've been to a bar lately where anything like that has happened. And finally, if you are at a bar, if you're a dude at a bar and some other dude calls a chick a cunt and you step in, prepare to get yourself fucking stabbed, shot, beaten, hit with a bottle, and die for that woman that you don't know and will, in a bar setting, not on fair and stream setting, in a bar setting, will probably go home and fuck the guy who called her a cunt after he kicked your ass. Don't do it. Do not step into that shit. Fucking insane. And the women who want men to white knight for them at bars to guys that they will go home with, they will never go home with the white knight. The white knight simp will be left alone. That's movie town stuff. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Right? Like Back to the Future. Nope. Those dudes end up in a fucking grave or a hospital if they're lucky. Men, unless you personally know these people, do not involve your ass in a domestic fucking situation. You don't know the score. You don't know their relationship. You don't know anything about it. He might call her a cunt every night, and she might just be happy with it. She might be offended right then and be happy 10 minutes later. That's you in a body bag and her going home with the same guy. Nope, nope, nope. You want to do it? Go ahead. It's gonna take a lot for me to step in to something like that, like physical violence where people are in actual danger. Yeah, maybe. It depends on the circumstance. But this idea that you're gonna like just white knight everybody who gets a nasty word at a bar, you can get fucking killed. And this is the difference, I think, between now. I'm not all women, obviously. Many women, many women in the chat know this. Many women in the chat know this because you're expressing this opinion right now. But this is the difference between men and women who don't know this. It's really easy to demand someone else put whatever on the line on behalf of someone you don't know. But men are walking into actual danger with it. They're walking into an actual thing where they could be put into real physical harm. Gooch says Branca spoke base truth, maybe harsh and unwelcome, but truth. Ladies over 30 would do well to heed the advice of Branca. No, they wouldn't, though. Okay. No, they wouldn't do well to look up. Like, I love Branca, and he may be telling the truth, but that's not advice. It's not advice, because Branca's advice to women over 30 is you're fucking done. That's the advice that he gives him is you're fucking done, which I don't actually like agree with that, but I get it. I get the perspective, and that's fine. But Target just said it, and I think I agree. His advice is for 18 to 24-year-olds. I mean, think a little bit more, 18 to 27, and it's really about securing a relationship while your value is maximum. Investing in the right guy who has the potential, because one of the things he talks about, and this is not only just true, it's plainly fucking obvious, and anybody who disagrees with this is weird. Men's value tends to increase as time goes on. Statistically, as a just a bell curve or whatever, men's value tends to go up because women value different things about men than men value about women. Whereas women's value tends to decrease. Of course, there are people who buck this trend. But when a woman's value to many men, in fact, probably the majority of men, is sexual value, sexual market value, then they're going to be at their zenith amount of value in their early 20s most of the time. Now, I said on Faran stream, that's not always true. Like, to me, and I shouldn't even say to me and probably to other people, Lady Rackets looks better now than she looked at 20, like by a long shot. So, I guess that's something, but that's not the rule. That's just an individual. And we're talking about rules, and we're talking about because you're in love. No, that's not it. That's the thing you guys don't get. I'm not talking about, it's not my rose tinted glasses. I'm being critical and asshole-ish. How Branca talks about his wife is he will always see her as 26 when he married her, right? It's like, I see her as 26. So what he's saying is, even though from the outside or objectively or whatever, her attractiveness may be lower now than what it was, to him, he will always see her as that attractive thing. And that's what some of you guys are saying about me. My point is that not everybody's like attractiveness, not every woman's attractiveness goes down as they age. Eventually, there, of course, will be some point where that happens, sure. Whereas for men, because we're not talking about male attractiveness in the same way as women's. Part of male attractiveness is success, experience, confidence, and those things build over time. They build with life experience. They build with successful business endeavors. They build with successful or unsuccessful relationships. It's a different set of attractiveness that we're talking about. The whole point is that when women are at their peak value for the sexual market value, again, is what we're talking about here, they should maximize the use of that to secure the husband and the bag. And what he talks about is investing. He said this before. I don't know that he said it on Faran Stream or anything, but finding a guy that you look at and go, this person will make money. Maybe it's a particular set of skills. Maybe it's their personality, whatever. When I got married, I was flat fucking broke. Like, it didn't have any money for anything. Didn't, and that stayed true for quite a while. But that's how it goes. The investment was in me as a person. It wasn't in my checkbook. My investment was attractiveness and just someone I, really enjoyed talking to all the time, constantly. So that's how that worked out. And for us, it worked well, which is great. For other people, it doesn't. But that's what he's saying is not advice for women who are over 30, because none of that applies to any woman over 30 in his mind. And in most people's minds, really, that's not what it's for. So I don't want to say that he's I don't want to say that women should heed his advice, because if you're over 30 and you're entering into the dating market, Branca can't help you. You have to have a completely different approach to life than what he's talking about. You have to express and demonstrate a different type of value at the onset. And none of this stuff is about what happens 20 dates in. None of this stuff is what happens 5 months down the road. This is all about how you attract someone. And laws of attraction are pretty fucking complicated in some ways, but really simple in others. And, but Branca's advice isn't fit for women over 30, because his advice would exclude them entirely as having any hope at all. Yeah, you don't think things are as bleak because you met your wife when you were young, you have a few children, a bunch of money, get divorced, lose all your money, you'll be singing a different tune. Maybe I would. I don't know. But I know divorce broke people who found hope and love, and they're not all ugly. So Gooch says, I'm just saying, if you're looking for a dude that will take care of you, ladies, lower the standards, give him what he wants to be fucked, and he'll worship you like a goddess. You're right. You're right on that. But let me lightly push back, Gooch. In whose interest is it for women to lower their standards to find a nice man? Is it in the woman's interest, or is it in the guy's interest? Now, it may be the woman's reality, but there's a bunch of like low rent dudes who are like, lower your standards, please. And so like it's this back and forth that goes, and I'm not commenting on you. I don't know you at all, right? Like, so I'm not saying anything about you, and Drex and Branca are their own enigmas that people can maybe, people can make their own opinions on them. I know which ones of them I'd fuck.